Last episode, we finished 12 points clear of our nearest rivals at the top of the Vanarama National League as we seek automatic promotion to the Football League. The question is, we've played 2 games since then. Have we increased our lead? Have we held on to our lead? Or have we lost ground? Hello and welcome to episode 58 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you 2 more games in the Vanarama National League. We have a home game against Oldham Athletic, match day 38, and then we're away at Colchester for the match day 29 as we try and forge a bigger gap at the top of the table. As I said in the preamble, have we increased? Have we lost ground? Have we stayed as we are? We'll find out in just a moment. But don't forget, if you enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the series so far. It all helps me here on YouTube, and it's much appreciated, everybody who has supported me up to date. And you can find out everything that's going on this channel simply by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Since you were last with us, we've played 2 games in the Vanarama National League. We're out of the cups, so it's all Vanarama National League now till the end of the season. And we've played 2 matches, one against Southend and one against Hartlepool. Home against Southend, away against Hartlepool. Of course, in the last episode, losing our previous home game to Barnet by a single goal. Then we managed to somehow or other squeak past Solihull Moors, unconvincingly, should I say, at 5-3. But then we seem to have just hit a little bit of form at the moment. A 4-1 win against Southend has done us the world of good. And 2 early goals in this one. As we forged away forward 3-0 at half time. And, let's have a look at the goals. First was a penalty from Jaden Wareham. And the penalty came about just like this. Holman with the ball out wide. Morris plays it to Hewlett. Hewlett tucks it in. And then Nzingo is brought down on the edge of the area. And it also is left to Wareham to dispatch the penalty past the goalkeeper. It's 1-0 after just 2 minutes, and Wareham added a second a minute later. Candlish coming down this wing, manages to flick the ball in for Jones. Jones crosses it in. Wareham is near the penalty spot and puts it away. 2-0. And it stayed at 2-0 until Glory Nzingo got a third on 40 minutes. Throw in by Southend, but Nzingo, and it was a curled effort into the top corner, giving us a 3-0 lead at half time. They got one back on 79 minutes through Ainley. Carino, Marley to Ainley. Ainley given bags of space and manages to put it under Roan. Defence not doing their job, but we got back to a 3-goal cushion on 91 minutes when Will Armitage scored this one. Unsurprisingly, a corner from Linton, and it's Will Armitage getting up above the defence, flicking it into the corner. 4-1 win then, 8 shots, 6 on target, 2.32, 56% of the possession. They had 7 shots, just the 2 on target, 1.31, and 44% of the possession. It's another good win, and so we went on to the away game against Hartlepool. At the Suit Direct Stadium in Hartlepool, and this is how we got on. Well, it was a game of goals in added time, as it turned out, because it was a pretty tight affair until a minute into injury time at the end of the first half, when James Jones converted this one. Grante goes wide to Holman, Bolton, Holman, Gasper, Jones beating the defence and sweeps it past West in the Hartlepool goal. and it looked like that was going to be it, but a lot of added time at the end of the first half. I think we ended up with about 8 minutes all told. That was due to an injury for Lewis Thomas, the Hartlepool goalkeeper, on 7 minutes. But George Lucas got us back got us back as we thought level at half time with this goal. It's a corner from Ollie, swung in, and Lucas put that away. And we don't concede many from corners, touch wood, thankfully. So it was looking like it was going to be 1-1 at half time, except we've got Will Armitage. And Zingo with the corner. And anything Lucas can do, Will Armitage can do as well. It's 2-1 then at half time, and pretty much stayed like that until 6 minutes into added time at the end of the game. Braley bringing that ball out. Hewlett back to Braley. Braley steps over it, crosses it in, and it took a slight deflection and fell very nicely for Abdulmalek, who put it into the back of the net, swept it away. A 3-1 win then, 21 shots, 9 on target, 3.50, 58% of the possession against their 6 shots, 3 on target, 0.41 and 42% of the possession. So 2 wins kept us going at the top. We can only stay those 12 points in front, and that is how we did, because Halifax Town also having good wins against our first opponents today, Oldham Athletic, a 2-1 win, and then I think they had played Hartlepool, the other team that we played, and beat them by 1-0. So they both won both their games. So we stay 12 points clear at the top of the table. We're on 84. Halifax Town are in second on 72. Then come Oldham Athletic, third on 68. Chester, fourth on 66. And then there's a 5-point gap down to Bromley and Scunthorpe, both on 61, separated on goal difference. And York City are 7th on 60 points. Then just outside of those playoff places, Yeovil Town on 59. And then it's Hartlepool on 56. And they're on a torrid run at the moment. And also Barnet, who beat us, of course. They're on 56 on quite a good run, as it turns out. In the relegation zone, as it is, 4 points adrift now. Torquay United, 4 points adrift from Aldershot Town. Solihull Moors coming down there rapidly, and they could crash into that bottom 4 if they're not careful. They've not won in 5, only managed 1 point from those 5, which is really quite a concern. Torquay then are in 21st on 36 points. Eastleigh are 22nd on 34. Gateshead are 23rd on 27, and Guiseley are 24th on 24 points. Bearing in mind, they are now 16 points adrift of a safety, and Gateshead, not much better. They're 13 points adrift. So they've got work to do if they are to survive and not go back down into the lower leagues, north and south, which is looking, at this juncture in time, highly likely. Right, without any more to do, let's get on with the episode. We have a first match against Oldham Athletic at the Bob Lucus Stadium. If we just go back a stage a minute and just have a look at Oldham Athletic. Their current form is they've only won 1 of their last 5. They've drawn 2 and lost 2. So their form's a bit iffy. Let's hope it stays iffy today. We don't need them to do any heroics and win games today, and if they do, I shall be very disappointed in them. Past meetings, we've played them 3 times this series so far. A huge win at the Bob Lucas last season, 6-2 on that occasion. Goals from Prescott Peters, who scored a hat-trick, Dan Casey, you remember him, and Joe Knight, the goal scorers, Morgan and Allen for Oldham Athletic. And then in the return game, it was a 3-1 win. Bolton, Casey again, and Cam Cooper, who was prolific, of course, last season. And it was Lundstrom who got a consolation goal for Oldham. And then earlier this season at Boundary Park, it was Peters and Zingo and Armitage. The scorers was 3 up on 18 minutes. Consolation goal from the penalty spot after 86. That's the sort of result we'd like today to keep this run at the top of the table going. And we need to see how Halifax Town is who's playing, of course, to see how Halifax Town do today. They are at home to our second opponents of the episode, Colchester. Let's go and have a look at the team that will face Oldham Athletic as we look for 3 more points. And here is the team that faces Oldham Athletic at the Bob Lucus in the Vanarama National League Matchday 38. Roan continues in goal. It's Linton, Blythe, Ransom and Prescott our defensive line. Hewlett, Gaspar and Braley are midfield. Abdul Malik sits behind Peters and Wareham up front. And then on the bench, Armitage, Candlish, Morris, Nzingo and James Jones. Bolton missing because he needs a rest. And here we are back at the Bob Lucus. Won 4 of our last 5, lost the other one. Playing our, by now, familiar formation. Oldham Athletic just won 1 of their last 5, playing a 4-3-3 today with a defensive midfielder. And we are first on 84. Oldham are third on 68. Very quiet affair for the first 27 minutes. This ball in, I think it was Wareham. Prescott on the wrong side of the pitch. Hewlett, Linton. Ooh, over the top. They have a free kick. Ball in. It's headed clear. Curtis will tidy up. And they can recycle. It's gone through. Lundstrom. Ooh, and it's headed over the top. Early warnings there of how they are. It's been pretty even, and we've been the dominant side in this first half, just not converted our chances. And just those 2 highlights in that half, and as you'll see from the stats, we've had 4 shots, nothing on target, and that's what we need to do. 0.46 on the XG, 58% of the possession. As I said, been quite dominant, but we've not taken our chances. They've had 3 shots, just 1 on target up till now. Both picking up 2 yellow cards. And that is about the sum total of the first half. And 58 minutes on the clock. Throw in to Peters. Blythe. Gaspar. Braley looking for Wareham. Wareham finds Peters. Peters misses the target. And again, chances going begging. Deary me. And with 64 minutes on the clock, making 1 change at this juncture in time, Amika Peters, who he's not firing all cylinders today. We've replaced him with James Jones. And with 75 minutes on the clock, making 1 more change, Callum Hewlett is tired and got a yellow card. Taking him off and placed him with Bryn Morris. They have a throw in, 80 minutes on the clock. Hunt to Fraser. Back to Fraser. It's crossed in and it's gone in. Zimmerman gives Oldham a lead on 80 minutes. Now we're in trouble. And maybe not 3 points. And again, we're at home, aren't we? And with 81 minutes on the clock, having conceded that goal, we've taken off Jaden Wareham. We've brought on Nzingo dropping behind. Abdul Malik going up alongside Jones. And we've not found a way through. And we've lost again. At home against Oldham Athletic. Not going to do us any damage from there. But it just depends on what Halifax Town have done. And they may well have closed the gap at the top of the table. We've had 12 shots, 4 on target, 1.56, 59% of the possession. We should have won it. We missed our chances in that first half. A poor performance. Oldham Athletic, 10 shots, 4 on target, 1.45, 41% of the possession. I guess it was always going to come down to one goal. And it was Oldham Athletic that put it away with Gregor Zimmerman And that patch that they had in the middle of the second half there that didn't do us any good at all. Well, no help given to us by Colchester. Halifax Town have taken them to task. 4-0 winners, and they've taken advantage of our loss against Oldham Athletic and reduced the deficit to 9 points. That's 3 wins, and with 8 games left to play. So we were hoping that as the games tickled away, we were going to get ever closer to that precipice, but it's not going to happen. Not in this case, anyway. So we have lost ground today, which is bad news. Hopefully, that's all the ground that we are going to lose in the immediate future. Other top scores from today. Chester, how did they get on? They drew 1-1 with Aldershot Town, who's standing on the trapdoor at the bottom. Torquay United 2-2 draw against Eastleigh, relegation battle, that one. Nobody coming out on top, needless to say. Bromley, they were 3-1 winners over Barnet and move up into 5th place. Moving up into 6th, York City. They had an away win. No. Where are we? I've lost them. York. Right at the top there. Alphabetical order, not at all. That's because they placed an earlier game. That's why. 3-2 winners against bottom of the table, Guiseley. And I think that's pretty much finished Guiseley off as it is. And then Scunthorpe, who are in the playoff places. They are 3 points clear of Yeovil Town now. Scunthorpe drawing 1-1 with Altrincham today. Yeovil Town losing to Southend. That's why Yeovil didn't close the gap on them. Torquay, Eastleigh and Gateshead and Guiseley still in that relegation zone. Right, we've got to shake ourselves down, clean ourselves off and come back bigger and better for a trip to the JobServe Community Centre in Colchester, where we face Colchester for only the second time this series. Beat them 3-0 at the Bob Lucus, Bolton, Peters and Jones on that occasion. We're away from home. But our home away form seems to be not too bad. It's our home form that's a bit wishy-washy at the moment. Maybe the expectation is getting to us. I'm not sure. But either way, we need to get a result today against Colchester to put things back on track and hope that Halifax Town have a little bit of a slippy up day. Be back just ahead of the game against Colchester. So here we are at match day 39. Colchester United, the opponents, having just been beaten 4-0 by Halifax Town. And they are currently 12th. They have won 1 of their last 5, drawn 2, lost 2. And as we know, Oldham Athletic had a similar sort of thing, and that hasn't done them any good, any harm at all. And we need to get a result against Colchester, if at all possible. As I said before, played them just the once, beaten them the once. But today could be a different kettle of fish at their place. Let's go and have a look at the team that faces Colchester United. Let's hope we can play better than we did in the last match. This is the side that faces Colchester United in the Vanarama National League. Match day 39. Roan in goal then. It's Candlish, Blythe, Grante and Prescott, our defensive line. Hewlett, Bolton and Braley are midfield. And Nzingo is behind Peters and Wareham up front. And we need to have everything firing on cylinders today. Armitage, Linton, Gasper, Abdul Malik and James Jones on the bench. And here we are at Colchester. They've lost 3 of their last 5, drawn the other 2. And want to add to their woes today if we can. We've lost 2 of our last 5. Both of those at home. The other games have been away from home. Apart from one of them, of course. We are top on 84. They are 12th on 52. Two minutes on the clock, and it's a free kick. Braley fires it against the wall. Peters, Blythe, not far away. Toverdy. And they come forward to Toverdy. Goes out wide. Barrington's out there. He's got nobody marking him. But as it is, he's fired it straight into the arms of Roan. Prescott with a throw in to Wareham. Wareham finds Peters. Peters holds the ball up. Oh, thought he was going to lose it for a minute. He's got Braley on the overlap. Braley! Never on target. Prescott's tripped. He's lost the ball. And they come forward with it. Chilvers, Hamilton. And luckily, their shooting boots aren't on either. They have a throw in. It's 37 on the clock. And I'm not sure if Nzingo's not picked up an injury. Oh, it's just headed over the top. Colchester causing us all sorts of problems. Just not quite bringing it down. Braley heads that down to Bolton. Hewlett goes out wide to Candlish. Candlish inside to Nzingo. Nzingo. It's into the area, but it's blocked. Braley with the shot. Barrington is going to come for it. And another chance goes missing. And we're just not converting these chances at all. Braley has the shot, but it's blocked. First minute of 3 added on. And they have the ball. Chilvers. Cut out by Hewlett. Blythe. We can come forward now. Peters has Candlish out there. Candlish to Nzingo. Nzingo. Can we get one at half time here? Bolton. Braley. Braley has Prescott. Prescott do Prescott things. Wareham! For goodness sake. There's a save by Bedford. And half time, it's 0-0. It's hard work, isn't it? 10 shots, 2 on target, 1.70, 57% of the possession. Again, we're on top. We just can't find that way through. They've had 5 shots, 1 on target, 0.41, and 43% of the possession. A breakthrough's got to come sooner or later, as long as it's not for the other side. They made one change at half-time. Smith on for Teverday. Prescott out there. Prescott into the area. We made one change at half-time ourselves. We've taken off Wareham and brought on Jack Jones. Nzingo puts it away at last. 12th goal of the season. And on 49 minutes, we take a 1-goal lead. And this worked. Candlish heading it to Nzingo. Nzingo steadying himself. And he's done what the strikers can't. And with 66 minutes on the clock, we're making our second change. As said, Jaden Wareham coming off at half-time and James Jones coming on. But we're having to take Glory Nzingo off. He's picked up an injury, a thigh injury. He's been the player that's really kept us going in that. Abdul Malik coming on for him. We've had lots of shots. Braley with this one. It's come back off the woodwork. He's only cleared as far as Peters. Can we recycle this? Braley's into the area. He's not kept the ball though. And with 78 minutes on the clock, making our final change. Callum Hewlett also tired. He's come off. And we've replaced him with Luigi Gaspar. We have a corner. Candlish with the corner. It's a poor corner, though. It was very low and drilled low. And Ben Blythe has been sent off. What has gone on there? Obviously, something happened in the penalty area. And I'm not sure what it was. And we've made all our changes, which is bad news. We've now got to decide, out of these players, who is best in a defensive position. This is going to be tricky. Needs somebody who's tackling and got decent heading. Not Gasper. Not Bolt. Rarely, possibly. No, poor heading. Candlish. This is going to be very tricky. We've got 8 minutes left to play, and we're going to have to drop it back a little bit. I'm thinking. All right, let's move Candlish on the inside there, and we're going to put. He's not best placed there, is he? Gasper back as a wing back. Neither of them are well placed, but that's what we're going to have to do, and we'll drop. Abdul Malik isn't a. Gonna have to drop him back there. All playing out of position now, and I think the best we can really go for is go for the draw. I think that's what we're going to do. Down to 10 men, come off a positive. We'll go balanced, and we're going to have to see what we can do. And Bedford out to Yates. Oh, this has got something written all over it, and I'm not happy. No. Oh, good save by Roan. Has kept us in it. 5 minutes of added time, and we're in the first minute. Halifax Town have come back from being a goal down, or 2 goals down, to draw to level it at 2-2. Which means that the deficit will stay at 9 points. It's headed clear, but it's not clear. Smith, straight into the arms of Roan, thankfully. And we have managed to survive. Well, it's not been the best of episodes, has it, for us? Again, look at that. 20 shots, 4 on target, 2.78, and the bulk of the possession. We've not overcome Colchester. And if we want to go up as champions, we're going to have to show the credentials of champions. They've had 12 shots, 4 on target, 1.71 and 46% of the possession. Yeah, not the best. And I think Harrison Roan keeping us in that. Towards the end of the episode, not the best of days. And the FM whatevers are out to get us. Nzingo has picked up a 6-week injury, and that's not good news. Nzingo's been pulling the strings, and that really is not good news going into this. We need to look for a replacement, potential replacement, and quickly. I suggest. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. We need to look at that between games, but 5 to 6 weeks, it's not good, is it, basically? And Blythe has got a 1-match ban as well to boot. So things not good. The only saving grace from our point of view is that the results have gone a little bit in our favour, in the fact that Oldham Athletic have beaten Chelmsford City by 3-0, and it means that they're 11 points adrift of us. And Halifax Town, they only managed to get a draw against Dagenham and Redbridge, a 2-2 draw. Mind you, they were a goal behind, an own goal, 1-0 on 30 minutes. They got back in it through Kobe Moore after 82. Dagenham Redbridge gave themselves the lead again on 89, but Thomas getting the equaliser a minute into injury time at the end of the game. And it means that, the gap still 9 points at the top. Then we need to make sure that doesn't get any smaller and potentially open it up again if we can. Oldham Athletic in third on 74. Then Chester are fourth on 70 points, 15 points adrift of us. Bromley fifth on 67. Scunthorpe sixth on 65. York are seventh on 64. Yeovil Town closed the gap on those top teams. 62 are just outside the playoff places. Torquay, Eastleigh, Gateshead and Guiseley in that drop zone. Just check before we go any further, just to see. I don't think Guiseley have gone yet. No, they haven't. We have 7 games left, or 3 sevens, 21, 45 points, and they will be gone. With 21 points available, 97 Halifax Town, which means that we are 12 points, 4 wins away from securing the title over Halifax Town. We need to get some wins together before we go any further. We're going to play Dagenham and Redbridge offline. We're going to come back for Chester and Guiseley in the next episode. If we managed to get 2 wins today, then we would have been well on the way. I would have said we'd have probably been looking at securing the title in the Chester Guiseley game. But as it stands, it doesn't look like it. And we know Boston United have been complete pigs to us this season. So I wouldn't look to try and get the result there either. We need to get ourselves back on track against Dagenham and Redbridge at home, currently 13th in the table, and no pushover, as Halifax Town have found out. Well, I hope you join me for the next episode. It's going to be episode 59. But if you've enjoyed today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top and our other series, Irons in the Fire, as they are released. New episodes of Bottom to the Top released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffside2. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode, and let's hope it's a better episode. It's out on Friday. It's episode 59. We need to get a win against Dagenham and Redbridge, and then a win against Chester and Guiseley. Hopefully will put us on the precipice of the Football League. See you on Friday.